Hello and good evening. How are we all today? I can see there's a few of you on. If anyone wants to pop a message in the chat so I can check that's working, that'd be delightful. Hello, Alison. How are you? Good to have you with us this evening. So I have no idea what I'm doing. What's new? So I'm feeling very autumnally. I made a very autumnal page in my YouTube video on Friday. I don't know if anyone's checked that out. I think it was fabulous because we did this with Biro. How cool's that? I can't believe that's coloured entirely with Biro pen. But anyway, I was making me feel all autumnal. And, you know, we are into September. And I do have a jumper on. Don't know that I particularly need a jumper on, but I have a jumper on. So I think I would like to go autumnal. But I can't decide whether we should do Enchanted Forest, but go sort of autumnal vibes, or because I just went to Starbucks yesterday and had my first sort of pumpkin spice latte, whether to go with this mouse and do a pumpkin spice latte. So what do we reckon? I need your help tonight because I have got a severe case of indecision. So you have to let me know in the chat, what are we going to do? Are we going to do Enchanted Forest? Or are we going to do like the mouse as a pumpkin spice latte? Did anyone catch the video, by the way, on the Biros? I mean, yeah, I was well impressed. But I don't know if it excited anyone else. It made me very excited. I'm needing some decisions in the chat. Otherwise, I'm just going to be sat here talking to you. Forest. Sue has said forest. Okay, let's go forest. I've got my little journal. I'm hoping that'll be big enough. Right, let's swizzle you around and we'll see what occurs. Okay. Oh, Sheila said mouse and Sue said forest. Oh my word, what do I do now? Okay. Let's go landscape. Oh, right. So there's 2 votes for mouse and 1 vote for forest. Oh, where's my phone? Should we go mouse then? There's my keys. Very organised tonight. Right, let's go mouse. Sorry, Sue. You caught the video, but you forgot to like and comment. That's all right. I don't mind if you like and comment or not. I just thought I was delighted with the fact that I managed to colour this. Where are we? I did all of this. That's a mess. But this is what a journal's for, creating a mess. I did all of this using a ballpoint pen. That's all Biro. Coloured Biro, right enough. Where's the, do I have the, this is my pencil, my travel pencil case. My sketchbook date one. It now lives in here, but it was using this pen here. Next time forest. Okay, next time forest. Right, so we did that using a biro. Right, let's go back to what we're actually meant to be doing tonight. I was just fascinated by it. I thought it was amazing. Hence why I'm recommending my own video. I was just like, wow. Right. Let's go pumpkin spice latte. Should we go this way? I'm going to stamp little sleepy mouse out, I think. And then pumpkin spice. Do a bit of masking. Genuinely don't know what I'm doing tonight. I mean, I normally don't have much of an idea. I have a starting point. Thank you, Sheila. Hello, Angela. Yeah, so if you want to learn more, go check out my video. I'm trying to grow my YouTube channel. I'm trying to make it a bit more. I'm trying to really focus on it. I've also started, which I will do a video on eventually. But I've also started sketching again every day. I know that sounds ridiculous, but I should be very well aware, and I do appreciate you all being incredibly patient with me. I'm going to get my Hero Arts one because, quite frankly, I don't know what colouring medium I'm going to use today. You've all been very, very patient with me because I've only brought out, is it 2 ranges this year? Oh, I did bring out a little mini digital one. So we had the little mini digital sort of Alice in Wonderland themed one. And then we had the ladybugs in the forest, and that's it. And I'm aware that that is not a lot. But with just everything that was going on in the world of craft and my personal life, I just kind of stopped sketching as much. Like, I've not even done a free image. We should have one next month because I've started drawing. I actually have images I could turn into free digis. But where was I going with that? Yeah. I've been focusing on my YouTube channel, and I've been trying to do the homeschooling, and I've been trying to pivot, and as a result, just general sketching, playing. Plus, to be honest, it was a bit of a relief. It's such a kind of, being on telly was such a sort of rat race sort of thing. You know, it was like you had to bring something new out all the time, and I wasn't sure that it was my best work, so it was nice having a bit of breathing space. But as a result, I think I've just ended up not keeping up my creative practice. Anyway, not that I'm trying to do a woe is me conversation, because that is not what I'm about at all. But what I was trying to say is I've started sketching again. So I've kind of made it a goal to make sure that I draw something every day, whether it be good, bad, or ugly, quite frankly. So just try, and I've already kind of got a few different things, and I'm trying not to think about ranges. I'm just trying to sort of pick up my pencil, start drawing, and seeing what occurs. And then I'm hoping that if you guys don't mind, I'll start maybe sharing things like that on the socials. I'm just going to put it down. I'm not even going to bother sticking it because it's just as a mini thing. That you can tell me what sort of things you like, and then if there's particular images that you like, I can try and develop them further and turn them into ranges. So hopefully we'll have a lot more coming from JMC next year. I did do some drawings that I thought would be great for like this time of year, but I was like, I would have had to put such a rush on them to get them ready in time. I was like, no, I'm not going to do that, because then I'm going to get stressed, and I've got the workshop and all of that going on. So I will just bank them for next year. And next year, hopefully, we'll have a lot more coming out, and it'll be a lot more exciting. And as a result as well, that I'm also really wanting to do, I don't know why I'm doing this so far. I'm stretching across the table to do this, and it's also not in view for you guys, so that's pretty rubbish. I also really want to do Peachtober, which is like a drawing challenge. But I'm not sure if that's off-putting. I find myself in a very strange thing, because I'm an artist. So I need to draw to produce stuff, but I'm a crafter, and I'm not sure, because most of my audience are crafters. I'm not sure whether you want to see me sketching and stuff like that. Let's bring in, I'm just trying to see what I could bring in from the Enchanted Forest that would kind of make sense. I mean, nothing particularly in my world makes sense anyway. Hello, Caroline. How are you? I'm going to put this thing here because it's an autumn. It's an autumn. We had to rescue a mouse the other day. Cat came in with a mouse. We actually managed to catch it this time and rescue it. These are my workings when I'm trying to sort out what I'm doing when I'm working out a layout of a stamp. Yeah, so we actually managed to rescue it and everything, so that was really nice. Right, I'm going to come in here like so. So I've got a tiny bit of Enchanted Forest for Sue. And I also want to get, so the leaves and things that I was using in that other one, in the, what you call it, and this pencil, and this one here, I thought we could create that sort of effect up here. Get some acorns in. So that is using this one here, one of my favourites, Little Lady Oaks. So I thought we can put some little oak leaves around the top, little acorns, because that's very autumnal. Could do with making it. Actually, that is one thing I really wanted to make this year, and I've not done it, is I really wanted a massive pumpkin stamp. Mostly because I want to paper piece the golden medal papers into it, and I've not done it yet. Right, I'm going to add some of these around here. I love it when I do this. It's like completely mixing all the JMC. We've got Woodland Tots in here, we've got the Winter Mice, we've got Enchanted Forests, and it all kind of works together. Got a big thumbprint there. That's not too clever. It's because I'm using this massive stamp block, which is kind of completely unnecessary, to be honest. There we go. It's got a little Woodland Dwellings, just finishing off your mum's birthday card with that one. Oh, I hope you'll share in the group what you made. I love seeing what everyone makes. It's my favouriteest thing. Right, I'm going to have a small stamp block out. Let's add a couple of acorns down here in the foreground. Is anyone else excited for autumn? I think fall is one of my favourite times of the year. I love fall. Right, I'm going to add a couple more sort of just dangling down here. We could have cute. I did draw a cute little acorn character. So yeah, so would anybody be interested in seeing videos of me sort of sketching? Or would you rather just wait till the collections come out and you're not really bothered about how I got there? That's what I would like to know. Let's get some of these leaves in. Leaves. That's quite big. Let's get a little one. A little bitty one. Oh, I've gone a bit over to the top with the stamping here, haven't I? It's like completely encased it. I'm not sure that I was going for that when I started, but that's what's occurred. Let's just run with it. Okay. You like the process idea from start to finish. Yeah, it's more like, because that would be a video where I kind of show it from start to finish. So would you like a video where the video is just like, here's where I drew the stamp and here's it now as a stamp? Or would you be interested in videos where I'm sketching and you can see sketches and drawings and ideas and then have an input as to, oh, I like those sketches. Can we talk about developing those ones into craft products? Do you know what I mean? Like if I was to show you my sketchbook, and you would be able to go, oh, I like that cute little acorn because I've drawn a little acorn character. I'd love to see that as a stamp. Or like, we're not really keen on that. That way that, do you know what I'm trying to say? Like you kind of see it earlier on so that you get an input as to what actually gets turned into crafting products. Right. I'm trying to decide whether to do a watercolor underpainting and then build it up with pencils. I mean, I would love to do the biro thing, but honestly, that takes forever. It's good fun, but it takes forever. Or do I do pastels? Or let's actually let's go alcohol. I give you these options. Let's go alcohol markers for an underpainting. So here I am not attempting to colour fully. We are just going to get a base layer on, and then I am going to build it up with other mediums, she says. It's because I want to go autumnal. I need to go yellow on the leaves, I think. Is this too yellow? Right. So bear with, because this is not... Now, this is a hybrid ink, which should mean that it works with all mediums. Because I used this because I wasn't quite sure where I was going with this particular project. That pen is very dry. But I have to say that this, although this is meant to be able to deal with alcohol markers, actually I could be doing the acorns as well, because we're going to build it up. It does tend to bleed slightly. Still, so we're in underpainting stage here. I'm just getting a bit of a base layer down. I've sort of rediscovered so many supplies. Has anyone done that, by the way? Rediscovered a supply? It's like I've been going through, because I made that video about forgotten supplies. That started off that I was cleaning my craft room ages ago. I did actually start videoing the process of that, which I will share eventually, but it's because there's still a few things that I want to sort, like all the wires under my desk. They're a complete mess. I hate the wires under my desk. I did buy storage for pens. That is getting fuller. But eventually, when I do all that, I will create a video. But yeah, going through and sorting out my craft room, I suddenly found loads of things that I've not used in ages, and it was great fun pulling them out. I don't know if you can see that. It is sort of slightly bleeding. So even though we've used this one, which is meant to work with alcohol markers as well, it's not overly happy. But it will do, because this is just the first layer. As you can see, we're not doing anything overly interesting or exciting. Already gone into stop talking mode. That's really not clever, is it? Does anyone else like pumpkin spice lattes? I hate them, to be honest. I don't like coffee. But I love the pumpkin spice thing. So yesterday, Kezzy and I went on a reading date. So we went to Starbucks and we both took our books and we sat and we ordered a coffee. Have I like dried out all my yellow pens? Actually, quite good. I need to take a note of this pen, because I was going to be doing a video on refilling your markers. That is on my video list, and I will do that fairly soon. But I wanted, because some of these cheaper brands you can't actually get the refills for, I was going to see that if I could actually refill these cheaper pens, but with Copic ink. So the fact that I've got a Nahuhu drying out, that means I could maybe give that a try. Right, I'm going to, all of this can be yellow as well. Yeah, that ink is moving far too much. Well, this speeding up the process by using alcohol markers going particularly well. Coffee. Yeah, see, I don't like coffee. I hate coffee, but I do love the pumpkin spice thing. I was halfway through telling you that, wasn't I? So we went to Starbucks and I asked for the pumpkin spice syrup to be added to a hot chocolate. So I had a pumpkin spice hot chocolate. It was so good. So we sat in Starbucks and had that. I hope you're impressed by the amazing colouring here, by the way. Yeah, I don't like coffee either. I don't even like the taste. It's not even that it gives me acid reflux or anything. I just don't like anything about it. I don't like coffee cakes or coffee sweeties. I am going to come in with yellow for the acorns. I think they're a bit strange if they're green. Right. We're going pumpkin spice, aren't we? So do we have a nice pale orange? I've got a nice page orange for the cup, I think. Oh, Lucy loves her coffee. You like gingerbread hot chocolate? Oh, I've not tried that, Arwen. I will need to do that next time, or when they bring out the gingerbread. I need to go and get myself some this collection. I had all these ideas of all these reels I was going to make, and I bought myself these sort of like pumpkin shaped cups and things like that. And I was going to make myself like a pumpkin spice latte style thing with the whipped cream and everything. And just obviously there was a lot going on in the craft world in October of last year, so it didn't quite happen. But I must try and get around to doing it this year. That would be good. Now let's get a really pale brown on the little mouse. Thank you, Lucy. This little mouse is this one. So it's part of the Little Squeaks collection. So Squeak Dreams, and we've got him there and him there. You're a bit of a coffee addict, Andrew. I think you either love it or you hate it, don't you? The rest of my family love coffee. It's just me that's the weirdo that doesn't. I'm a tea Jenny. I just drink tea constantly. So we're going to get the coffee in here. It's funny, I was so used to, when I was colouring, only ever use my alcohol markers from beginning to end on a project. And it was almost like I felt like it was cheating, which is ridiculous, to bring in another medium. And I think this is why it's really good to learn from multiple areas when it comes to your crafting journey. Because when I started watching other people and how they use their alcohol markers, it's like I've learned so much. So this technique, there's somebody on YouTube, I'm obsessed with her channel right now, constantly watch it. I'm like just binge watching it. But she's called Emma Lou, and she does a lot with pastels. And she does this. This is where I first saw it. This is bleeding slightly. But hopefully once we get everything else going on, we'll not notice so much. And she does this. She kind of starts off with, or some of the techniques, she actually does loads of different techniques. She's very interesting to watch. But one of the techniques she does is this, where she layers down, she just puts like a base layer of alcohol markers down. And then she builds it up with pastels and then pencils, which I think is what we're going to do today. And I think it's really fun. I haven't played with my pastels in so long. They're nice and quick and easy. Right, so we've just got this, and as I said, this is just base colour. This is just, there we go. It's just getting, this is like an underpainting, just getting it down. That was quick colouring. You managed to kick yourself out of Facebook. Oh no. Well, it's because I'm not doing intense colouring where I'm building up the layers. This is just a very quick underpainting. And now I am going to play with some pastels, because I've rediscovered them. And when I went to Edinburgh a couple of weeks ago, I bought myself some tools, because I really enjoyed, when I did the video on on using my forgotten supplies. I really enjoyed using the pastels, and do you know something? The things that I've got and sort of bought, but I really haven't used that much. I never really enjoyed playing with them when I did. This time, oh my goodness, I was just like, wow. So then I went out and bought myself some tools. Right, I think we're going to try and create a little bit of a glow. I mean, look how fast we cut. Oh, that's very bright. We will knock that. I want a nice orange sort of sunsetty sky. So let's go and just get yellow all over that. How quick it is. It's fab. And apparently you don't rub too hard with these things onto your page, because then it starts to kind of break your pad up a little bit. You want to just be sort of nice and gentle and loose. Got these Jane Davenport ones as well. Thank you, Kathy. Not long now till our workshop, if anyone's thinking about it. Must actually get on and work out. In my head, I know what I'm doing, but I actually need to do that. So I'm just laying down some base colour, and the pastel erases really easy. So you can be quite careless about it, and you don't have to worry because we can erase it as well. I have no idea what I'm doing. I've played with pastels a little bit, but not as much as I want to. Not enough to be sitting here showing you how you should use them, because but we can learn together. This is very bright. It looks brighter on the screen than it does in real life. In real life, it's not quite. Let's get some browns in and knock it back. I'm just playing now. I feel like I need to knock it back a little bit. Do I have? I've got some white. You've never used pastels. I've got a very old set of pastel. Yeah, to be honest, I'd never ever pick them up. I was very, very scared of them too. And it's only because I decided to do this video where I used old supplies, and I saw Emma Lou on YouTube and what she was able to do, and I was like, oh, pastels are cool. Okay, so we knocked that back. Don't worry about the fact we're dulling it down quite a lot, because we can bring that back. We can erase it. I'm going to just try and sort of create a bit more of a background. Sue wanted to be in the forest, so now we're having pumpkin spice latte in the forest. So I'm just literally stroking some lines. You've got the Derwent pastel watercolor pencils. Yeah, I got the pencils as well. I struggle with them as well, to be honest. But I have to say that I am really enjoying just taking out some of these supplies and having a little bit of a play. It's amazing. Just giving them a bit of time. I think sometimes, especially with a new supply, it's really easy to kind of sort of pull out and have a play and go, oh, that didn't go how I expected. and give up. Or it is for me. Whereas like really kind of getting to know them just made all the difference. Right, I can get some more, get some nice chocolatey colour on this. Nice. And then I'm going to build up the kind of value when we get to using our pencils. But I really like the pastels for, like, I always sort of strive for this smooth blended effect. And the pastels are so easy to get that. Just pulling in some different, just playing with the colours a little bit, seeing what happens. As I said, I'm not an expert, so I really don't know what I'm doing. I'm just having a play. But to be honest, see this journal that I've got, I don't know why. I think because we've got this workshop coming up. And the whole premise of the workshop is that your journal should be a safe space to learn and to play. And, you know, that it's not about creating perfect art all the time. And I think I really want to be sort of practicing what I preach, because, you know, especially as we've got a whole workshop based on it, I've kind of got sucked into the whole social media thing as well, that it's like, oh, I have to present a beautiful page. And sometimes I look at my pages in my journal and think, oh, I really don't like that. Should I get rid of it? And, you know, should I change it because I'm not particularly happy and stuff like that, rather than seeing it as a place to learn and experiment. And do you know what? If this page doesn't work out, even if I'm live with you guys, we're crafting with friends, doesn't work out, then if you've learned something, it's still been a success. Right, let's get a little bit of green. Yes, I found, because I've got some gorgeous pastels that I bought when we were in the Lake District. I want to see me experiment with pastels a bit more. I did a page on my YouTube channel. I did a piece on my YouTube channel where I was using forgotten supplies. And in there, I really sort of played with it quite a lot. And yeah, you can see when it came to actually using pastels that weren't in a pan like this, I really struggled. I found it really difficult. It was not successful at all. It was not a successful experiment. So I'm kind of thinking, you know, I'm going to get used to these ones first and then build up from there. And see how we go. But I do love how quick it is to build up colour. I think that's fun. Without sounding stupid, what are pastels made from, and do they react with water or resist? Good question. I have no idea. That's how I answer everything in life. See if I can do this. If I get the thing to work. What are soft pastels? What are they made up from? Do they react with water or resist? Okay. So ChatGPT says they come in stick form, similar to chalk, and are made by binding powdered pigment together with a small amount of binder. Unlike oil pastels or wax crayons, they don't have a greasy feel. They are dry and powdery. Artists like them because the pigment concentration is very high, so the colours look intense and can be easily blended. what they're made of. Pigment is the main component. The type of pigments used in paints. The binder is usually a weak gum like gum tragacanth or methanol or methyl cellulose, which holds the pigment together enough to form a stick. Fillers, sometimes chalk or clay, can be added to the texture for softness or opacity. Reaction with water. Soft pastels are water sensitive because the binder is water soluble. If you brush water over them, the pigment dissolves slightly and behaves more like a watercolor. I did not know that. They are not water resistant, unlike pastels, which repel water, so you wouldn't get resist effects then. Some artists intentionally use water or alcohol or other solvents with soft pastels to create painterly washes or underpaintings. Oh, we need to try that next time. Would you like me to also explain the difference between soft pastels? No, we don't need that. There you go. Don't know if that helps, Julie. That's how I answer all things in life. ChatGPT. I like the fact that they react with water or alcohol. I think we need to play more. Definitely need to play more. This is so different to anything I ever recreated that right now I'm looking at this and I'm not going to lie, I'm a little bit scared. I'm a little bit scared as to whether I have the capacity to pull this together. I'm just trying my hardest to just keep talking and trust the process. It's like, oh. So it's something you're just not that familiar with. It's like, oh my word. But I do plan on layering other mediums that I am more confident with on top. So I do plan on sort of coming in with my pencils and possibly some acrylic markers if I get really stuck. Let's build up some of these oranges. Need some orange in the leaf as well, don't we? Also feel we need a little bit of contrast between the background and the foreground a little bit, so we might need to come in with some sort of grey or something. I don't normally use the sound feature where I talk into ChatGPT. I normally just type, but I thought that would take a bit long while I'm like actually talking to you. Anyone else use ChatGPT for everything in life? It was my daughter that kind of got me onto it. I mean, she just lives on ChatGPT. ChatGPT's actually written her some like schoolwork in the past, but she was saying she recommended it for if you're not feeling well because it's better than Google. It doesn't make it because sometimes you Google something you think you're going to die within 24 hours, but ChatGPT is a bit more like reasonable. Oh, it's getting there. Oh, look at these funky things. I don't know what they do. I'm a bit scared of those just now. Let's just stick with the plain colours. We might come in with those at the end. Right, let's get some greys in for the little mice. Just love how well these blend. Look at them, they're so cute. I like this little handly thing. I didn't have this when I tested them before. And get some pink in ears. Once you've got the pastel on, because you can see I'm going in and out all the colours. Once you've got the pastel on, oh, I didn't mean it to go that pink. Once you've got the pastel on, like off here and onto the paper, you can sort of dip in between different colours. Oh, look how cute and pink. Let's give it some rosy cheeks. This has been my favourite thing to do with it. I'll maybe show you once I've done this, because right now I'm going to need to put fixative on it before I start moving around with pages and things like that. Oh, look at the rosy cheeks. Oh my goodness, that's so cute. Adore. I don't know what I was saying. What was I saying? Oh yeah, how well you can blend it. One of my favourite things that I've been using is almost like using the pastels like makeup. So I've been sort of colouring up my images using my alcohol markers, you know, when it comes to faces and things. using my alcohol markers, and then I have been coming in and just sort of adding like makeup using the pastels. It's been so, I love it for that. As I say, we're going to get some more detailed stuff when it comes to using our pencils. Let's get a bit more definition on these trees in the background. I'm just using this side. Because I don't think I'll like work this background more with pencils, but I will do sort of the detail. So then that'll push this background away a little bit. That'll not be the main feature. And I'm kind of thinking that we maybe need a bit of contrast between this foreground part and the background part. It's kind of ended up being very yellow. So I'm just going to bring some blues in. We'll just bring that down. And hopefully it'll just push the background back into the background where it belongs. At the minute everything's fighting for attention. I really don't know what I'm doing, guys, so thank you for sticking with me. As I say, if you want to really get an idea of what you can do with pastels, highly recommend Emma Lou, she's called on YouTube. Like, she's an artist, so she does her own sketches first. And then she colours them up. But yeah, as I said, it was watching her that made me want to get pastels out. And I've never had, although I've bought them, I've never really had the desire to colour with them before. I sort of bought them more for doing MDF, not for colouring. So and as I said, I'm not worrying too much about going over things and making a bit of a mess. I'm going to come in with an eraser in a minute and just sort of neaten it up a little bit. It's looking like something. I'm not sure exactly if it's what we want it to be looking like, but you know, something's occurring. I think it's a bit of a strange concept, to be honest. Pumpkin spice latte in the middle of a forest, but you know, so maybe that was sort of stuck against me before we started. Right, I need to. Let's get my eraser. Sure, I have one in here somewhere. I said this is my travel sketch kit. I just bought this. How cute is that? Right, I'm just going to, don't know how good she is actually for erasing things out, but just going to move some of the colour off the mushroom. Now, it's not that we've stained it, it's just that, remember, we coloured that in yellow with alcohol marker before we started. So that's why it's not going to go to white. And I just want to get some pinks on this. Sorry, I'm concentrating. Lost the ability to talk. Okay. I just wanted to get some pinks onto the mushrooms and flowers. We'll deepen that up with reds and things once we've got our pencils and things. But I didn't want it going on top of brown. I thought that kind of dulled it a little bit too much. Thank you, Julie. It's getting there. I think we need to bring that blue a bit further in. Let's just clear this off so we don't have too much pink on it. As I say, I'm completely making this up because I don't really have much experience. But this is how you learn. You learn by playing. And now I really want to play disturbing it with alcohol inks and things. So I definitely think bringing this blue in, it's sort of it's pushing that background back and creating sort of this mysterious foresty look in the background. I'm having immense fun. I don't know if it's fun to watch, but I'm having it. Immense fun. Caroline, I don't know what you just said there. Is that another language? Or is it a word I don't understand? Ungrinoli. Don't know what that means. Right. I think we could be getting at the stage where we need to change mediums soon. We can always come back in with more pastels, but what I want to do, I'm going to gas myself here, this is not going to be fun, is I'm going to take my little mechanical eraser and get a few little highlighted areas. That didn't show much there, but you can almost create like rain and things like that with this as well. I just want to create some sort of like little sparkles. And this is why I wanted to buy this, because I wanted to use it as a art tool. That's so cute. Actually, I don't want that stars now. Let me just, don't mind me. I think it would be cool to have more like glowing lights. So let's go circles. Like a mysterious forest in the background. Yeah, I like that better. I hope it's French for frog. Where's the frog? Oh, this one. Okay, thank you. Sorry, Caroline. That took my brain a little bit too long to catch up there. Sorry. I was like, oh. Yeah, I like that. It looks like there's mysterious like fireflies or something in the background. We can emphasize that more when we get other things. Okay, I'm just going to neaten up some of the areas around here with the hot chocolate. Neaten that up a little bit. Not worried about it too much because, as I say, we're going to go in with pencils and things. A frog. Oh my goodness, we're all speaking French. I don't speak French, people. I don't understand. All right, how's that looking? I think we're all right. Right, I'm about to gas myself now. I will open the door. Put all the dandy long legs in because they'll like come be attracted to the light, but I need to open the door for ventilation. Okay. Alright, I'm going to stick this on it because we do need to set the pastels. And yeah, because they will move and smudge as I stick my hand in it and stuff like that. So I'm just going to set this. Just going to give it a wee spray. Oh my word. It stinks. It works, but it stinks. Oh, you know, those toxic things they tell you not to do. Oh, I actually love that. I'm seeing the potential. Right, pencils. Where have I put my pencils? Here they are. Find if you sing to them. They appear easier. Right, let's get some. What do we want? We want some browns, some orangey browns. Let's get some of these, and then obviously we want some oranges. So let's get some of these and a yellow, and then we want some greens. So let's get some of those, and we'll need a grey for the little mousey, and a pink for the ears, and red for. Basically, we're just taking the whole lot. Red for the mushrooms. That should do us. That should do. Oh, hope the fumes go quickly, so I'll close the door. It's cold. it be cold. Right. Let's get a little bit more dimension and colour into some of these areas. Just a little bit more. That's what I've discovered, that I really, really love mixing my mediums. I think I sort of started saying earlier, because I took colouring classes and I don't regret them in the slightest. They are the best thing that I ever did. But you sort of coloured just from start to finish in the same medium. And it's like, because that was the way I learned to colour, it was almost like any other way of colouring. It didn't feel right. And I feel like I've missed out on so much. But now I've really got into the whole mixed media colouring. Absolutely love it. And I think that's the advantage of learning from different spaces. Thank you, Angela. Learning from different places and also different genres. Like the amount of people I watch on YouTube, but I don't just watch people in my niche. I watch clay artists, and I watch people that sew things and make these amazing costumes. And, you know, I watch people that do squishy makeovers, and it's just like all sorts of things. And it's not that I'm ever really going to do some of those things, but just sort of surrounding yourself with creativity and lots of different genres can be really, really good for you, and can just sort of open your horizons a little bit. So we're not going to get detailed pencil colouring in this because we've filled the tooth quite a bit using the pastels. But it just kind of punches it up ever so much. And if we really punch up these acorns and these elements on the outside, this background that we've created will recede even further, and it'll look like this nice magical background. So hopefully, although we've gone pumpkin spice latte, Sue wanted forest, so we've kind of incorporated the two. Sort of doing all these acorn caps to start off with. Where do you guys get inspiration from? Where do you look to be inspired? There's a lot of conversation right now, which I highly agree with. But just how, like, we are not as all creative as we used to be. And that's because you need to be bored. Sometimes, like, you're talking about things like, I feel like I'm hearing crickets, but there's no crickets live here. What's that I'm hearing? It's some sort of naturey sound anyway. I've got a friend who's got an app that you put it up and it tells you what birds are nearby. Yeah, quite often. Pinterest in your lives. Oh, thank you, Sue. Yeah, we kind of have to learn to be bored again or do other stuff, because quite often we get our ideas, you know, and I was saying when you're doing something sort of repetitive or like going for a walk, going for a swim, not that it's boring, but we're so stimulated now with our phones, and, you know, we can just be like entertained 24/7 that sometimes we don't give our brains chance to turn off and play. Oh, can you hear that noise? Do you know what it is? It's some sort of naturey thing. I don't know if it's a bird or a creature. Alison likes mixed media colouring. Yeah, I think it's my new favourite thing. Sometimes it's good also to challenge myself just to use one medium, because sometimes I get so used to being like, oh, I could fix that with my pencils, or I could fix that with my acrylic markers and stuff like that. But then the other thing I do think is, because obviously I'm exploring pastels right now, and some of the mediums that I'm using, I'm exploring them. I'm just actually kind of making the things to these acorns slightly longer so they look like they're attached to the tree rather than they're just sort of randomly floating in the sky. Okay. Yeah, so sometimes it's good to challenge myself to just use one of the mediums so I can get to learn it a bit better. So I really enjoyed playing with the biro. I still can't believe I did that whole page with just a biro. I mean, it did later on, I did actually play with multiple mediums. I think on my last page I used like watercolour and biro and acrylic. So it's like I did sort of see how it played with other mediums as well. But it was really fun just kind of taking the medium and seeing, let's hope it's a bird, not some weird forest creature that's about to come and attack me. I'm going quiet now because I'm in colouring mode. Let's get some. Just trying to create a little bit of depth in some of these areas just to punch it up a little bit. I do love working with contrast. It's my favourite thing. I just think it really helps to lift your work. Playing with value makes all the difference. Hope this isn't too boring because I'm now just kind of just a bit concerned that this is like getting very repetitive. Look, I love that background, that foresty background. I want to play with that. That might work really well with the Enchanted Forest collection. Some of the houses and things like that. I might need to sort of give that another play. You watch the lives and follow some really talented people. Yes, some very talented people in the world. Then you start to do similar and totally go. That's the best way though. It's like I think that kind of happens a lot, that you get inspired by something, but then you make it yours. That is creativity though. It's not about making carbon copies. And I do think that is the way to sort of find your own voice and your own style as well, is just to kind of see what's out there, start having a play, and then you tend to find that you cherry pick different things from different people. And then between that, you kind of find your own way in the middle of it. I'm loving it. You've got a very storybook style as well, haven't you, Julie, that you like to sort of tell a story on a page. I love that. I think that's definitely my thing. I definitely like building scenes. Scene building's definitely my... I like doing other things as well, but this sort of thing where I've built a whole picture and you just feel like it could be a page in a storybook. And if you wanted, you could create a little story to go with it. I'm not very good at making up stories, but I love, I'm currently reading, it's a children's book. So when I went on my reading date, somebody's written a book, oh, what's her name? Can't remember the name of the author, but she's written a book called Alice with a Y, and it's like it's a retelling of the Alice in Wonderland story. But instead it's kind of like it's during the Great War. And Alice, the original Alice, is her grandmother, and she kind of thought all the stories were just sort of like fairy tales and things, but she finds herself in Wonderland. And she's also trying to prevent a war happening in Wonderland. But it's just like, I love the imagination of that. I don't have the imagination for storytelling, but you know, you can storytell in visuals as well. Oh, I'm liking this so much. I was definitely in a very fall mood. I've not started filming for a video for this week. I'm not sure. I really want to make sure. I'm trying so hard to make sure I have a video go up every Friday. Please do support it. If you can, I really appreciate it, because like people regularly going and checking things out. It does like make algorithms happy and things like that. But I really, really need to get on and prep what we're doing in the workshop, because I have not done that yet. And obviously we are putting out a video with the workshop as well, so I need to film that. So, oh, I'm liking. What do we think? You're definitely a scene builder as well, Julie. You don't end up with what you think you're going to do. Alison, you tend to play and find your own way of doing your creativity. Absolutely. Yeah. I think that's the thing. It's like, that is the whole point of creativity. It's about our creativity. It's not about copying what someone else has done. That's true creativity, but it sort of becomes your own thing, isn't it? I want to get some different colours in these leaves because they're autumnal. So let's get some reds and yellows. Scotland is so beautiful. I mean, lots of places are beautiful in autumn. It's like, I shouldn't be like, oh, Scotland. But honestly, yeah, it really is beautiful. I love all the autumn colours. They're just so magical. I'm just trying to get a few different colours into these leaves as well. And then we need to build up texture in the foreground because this is a little bit flat. I'm not necessarily going to like colour in all the leaves. I'm just going to pop a touch of extra colour in parts of them, I think. So we still want the magic of the blendiness of the pencils in there. The pastels, sorry. We are going on holiday in maybe 3 weeks. The joys of homeschooling. We can go on holiday when it's cheap. So we are going to sort of Lake District area. Can't wait. I know it's going to be a very inspiring place. And it's like, I was like to my husband going, I know we've done the pencil museum every time we've gone, and it's not necessarily that I need to walk around the museum, but I definitely, you can't go to the Lake District and not go shopping in the official Derwent shop, can you? With the dry weather in the autumn, yes, I like it I like it when it's crisp. When it's cool enough that you've got to put a little, like not a thick jumper, but a nice cozy jumper on. But you can kind of get away with just wearing your cozy jumper. You don't have to be bundled up with a coat and all of that sort of stuff. And it's crisp and fresh. That's when I like it. This leaf needs a bit of green in it. It's a bit too orangey. Needs a bit of contrast. Especially as it's a more prominent leaf because it's way down the front. Right, we'll maybe keep these ones green. We need to do a lot of work down here. We need to build up textures in the grass. Just singing to myself. How long have we been going? About an hour. That's not bad. This might be an hour and a half one at least, I think. That's why we started making them slightly earlier, wasn't it? Because I kept going on too long. It's very autumnal there. Yeah, sometimes we end up with quite a late autumn, but it's come sort of bang on time this time. It's lovely. The leaves are already falling. I wonder what it is. It's because so many people love autumn. What is it about autumn that's so, like I do? It's like I love autumn. It's one of my favourite seasons, but trying to articulate why is another story. I'm not sure why. Thank you, Julie. Glad you like it. Yeah, I was just definitely in the mood. I think that pumpkin spice, that wasn't a latte, my pumpkin spice hot chocolate yesterday just really put me in the mood for autumn. It's like, I'm kind of half wondering if I manage to make a video for this week's it's just, it takes so long. It's like, it can be like a full day filming And I can be another full day, day and a half, 2 days editing. And it's like I keep hoping to try and get ahead of myself, and it just doesn't happen. Hubby was away last week, so I didn't get as much done as I maybe normally do. Kezzy's into second week of online school, so she's doing really well with it. That's the advantage. Although we're going on holiday, she can, if she wants to, she can log in and still do her class, because it's like logging in on Zoom. And if she doesn't want to, they put a recording up so you can catch up later. So that's perfect. I just love that soft mistiness that the pastels created. I just don't know that you would get that look with any other medium. I know you could, like, if you're really good at watercolours. I'm not very good at watercolours. I can slosh watercolour about on a page, but it's not my strong point. I love that that background. And it's like, it looked really dodgy for so long, but I think it really does look like a forest. Who's got pastels in their collection? Hands up if you've got pastels in your collection of some description. Right. I think I need some more greens. It's getting there, that's for sure. I need some more greens. I also am very tempted to still come in. So Caroline's got pastels in. Thank you, Angela. Julie's got sticks and crayon. I think we should challenge everyone. I think for those of you that have got pastels, have a play. Have a play with pastels and show me in the group. Sometimes it's more of a waste of our supplies if we don't use them. Sue doesn't have any. That's okay. I wouldn't go rushing out to buy them just because you want to play. But if you have them and they're a bit like me, lying unloved somewhere, I think we should challenge ourselves to use them. Come in and do some texture. I think we might need some texture right in some of these gappy bits as well, which we may need to get our acrylic markers out for that. I'm just going to start roughing this up a little bit. Yeah, me neither, Angela. I didn't know what to do with them either. Go on YouTube and have a wee look. I'm not the expert, as you can see. Like, I'm playing, but I am literally, learning as I'm talking to you because I have no idea. But I have been Emily. Have a look at her videos, and then there's loads, because when you start looking, there is loads. A bit of shadow around these ones. I also like kind of sort of scribbling up over them, because I think if they were sitting in the grass. Yay, Angela's going to use her pastels. Anyone else? I think I can close my door now. The fumes have disappeared and I'm getting a bit cold. Before I got full on with that grass, I need to build some depth up. We've still got the cup to fix. And let's give these little nice bit of shading. Don't think it needs a lot, because it's just beautifully blended, but Just give them a little bit of extra, and plus his tail's a bit green. So let's give him his tail back. So cute. Cute little micey. I do like this set. So this is from the Little Squeaks collection, and it's called Squeak Dreams, because we've got 2 little sleeping mice in this collection. We've got this one here, and then we've got one in a teacup, and then this one who's been naughty and not going to sleep. He'll have a go, but you panic. Don't panic though. But I mean, what can go wrong? It's like, even if it goes really badly, you've learned something. So it's not a waste. And it's just a bit of paper. I've got lots more things to play with. As I said, when I made that video about forgotten supplies, I had loads more supplies that I intended to cover. But then, like with the pastels, I was enjoying using them so much that they ended up featuring on 3 pages and stuff like that. And I was like, oh my goodness. Oh, look. It's amazing. Just a bit of extra shadow. Get your values in. It just makes all the difference. Love that saying. Colour gets all the credit. Value does all the work. So just put in. And this is why, see, I've got my hand on here. This is why we used the fixative earlier. Because, you know, it would have moved and smudged as we came in and started adding details. Don't know why I feel the need to give you a little tune. A little pink nose. We're going to have to come in with a black pen and correct some of this. But, oh, so cute. The worst that can happen, it ends up with a random. Exactly. It's like, it's fine. In fact, like this page, look, just take a page in your journal and just, where are we? So like, I was playing with a biro pen in the video, or my on Friday's video. So all of that's coloured with a biro pen. But that was the practice session. That's not pretty. But it's sitting in my journal, and all I did was scribble it. So like, create a page in your journal where you're just throwing it about and just seeing what it does. And there's no pressure. Don't start off trying to make something beautiful. Just start off thinking, right, let me get to know you. Introduce yourself to me. Let's have a conversation and see what you can do. And I think it's quite nice having records of what you've learned in your journals, because then you can refer back to it. Because none of us mastered a medium overnight. There wouldn't be any fun in that either, because part of the fun is learning. There's a lot of joy to be had in just learning. Right. So cute. I'm going to pink up these marshmallows a little bit. I did go in with quite an orangey pink, but that's because I was wanting to make sure it's kind of ended up fitting the vibe. But I think we need to sort of pink them up. I think once we get our white highlights in here as well, it's going to look so much better. And I might put a bit of acrylic markers just around the edge. I don't want to do too much because I'm really loving the soft pastelness, and I don't want to sort of take away from that. But there's a couple of areas, as I said, just a bit, fill up some of the spaces. I think the acrylic markers would be quite good for that. but both your pastels have got such a smooth blended effect, and you can get that with a pencil. It's not as smooth, but we've still sort of got that similar vibe that I don't want to take away from it too much. So I meant to say we erased that earlier using one of these. And I did it before you put the fixative on, but this is why you put the fixative on. Oh, it does lift a little bit, but not as much. So once you put your fixative down, you can't lift things as much. So if you are wanting to lift, you need to make sure you do that before the fixative goes down. Right, that's quite I need to make this more chocolatey looking. That's coming with you. Yum. I feel like I need a hot chocolate. I do like alcoholic hot chocolate. Bit of brandy in it. A bit of brandy or a bit of Baileys. Not that I can have Baileys anymore because it's like no dairy. So I go for brandy. But a bit of brandy and hot chocolate is delish. You couldn't resist this gorgeous stuff. It is a cutie. I do like it. It's one of my favourites. Also, we have it as a, what do you call it? Ephemera. So we've got this image, and we've got it in one of the packs. I think it's in the pumpkin spice pack. We've got it in oranges and things. And then in the mocha mix, we've got it with more sort of like traditional coffee colours. I definitely want to try the pastels with water and the pastels with acrylic markers. I think that will be fun. I think I am going to be getting my pastels out and having a good experiment. So that sheet that I just showed you where I swatched out the biro, I'll probably do something similar. And then sort of have the pastels, but have it with different mediums. What happens when I mix it with water? What happens when I mix it with alcohol and stuff like that? And then you've kind of got a record of it. Right, we're getting there. I think we just need to put extra colour on the mushrooms and then build up this grass. We will revive the mushroom spots with a paint pen as well. Well, I have to say, I really didn't know what I was doing at the beginning with this. I'm not sure if it's my best work in the world, but I'm enjoying it, and the results are fun. The results are definitely fun. And for Sue, next week we will do Autumn with the Enchanted Forest collection, because she wanted that, and then when she was activated, thank you, Arwen. Really appreciate it. It's very different for me. I'm not can't quite believe I decided to do these things live. You know, it's like, this is something I've never done before. Do you know what would be good? Do it live when people are watching you. That's a very clever idea. Yes, if I can do it live, then definitely have a play in private. But I do want to see your results. Do share in the group. I love seeing what you make. It's my favouriteest thing. Right. Get a little bit of orange into the centre of these flowers. Definitely getting there. Right, let's just make this all a bit more fun. Get some more texture, because grass is not flat at all. So we need lots more texture in here. Thank you, Sheila. We're getting there. We're not 100% there, but we are getting there, which is good. I'm going to switch to a scribble. I think we also need to, because if it's autumn and there's that much orange going on, we will definitely have had some orange leaves fall. So I think we need to get some orange. Actually, we need to get some brown. Get some brown and some orange down here. I'm just scribbling. Anyone can do this. We're just scribbling. Very loose and scribbly. Oops. Oh yeah, see, putting that orange down, that's made a difference. It's just toned it to the rest of what's going on. Right, let's bring some acrylic markers in. See, we're not touching that soft back. I love that soft background. I might touch it in a little bit. Do you know what I'm going to do? Is I'm just going to get my pencil, and in the center of these globe things that we've created, I'm just going to colour it yellow. Not all the way to the edge, because we want that sort of glow that's in the edge. I'm going to colour it in the yellow in the middle of those dots, and then I'm going to get a bit of white and put a tiny bit of white in the centre of the yellow, and it should make it look like little glowing orbs. That's the plan anyway. Right, let's pull some of these out. I don't want to ruin this now. I'm a bit nervous I'm going to ruin it. So I'm going to go really, really gently. It's just, we've got a bit of gappiness going on, and I don't want there to be, like if it was a tree, there would be just be a bit more going on. So I just want to kind of fill in some of these spaces a little bit. See what I mean? I think that looks better. And then I'm smudging out with my finger. Yeah, I like that. That's worked. Okay, I'm less nervous now because that is working. I was just a bit concerned that I was going to ruin this really soft, pretty look by bringing in acrylic markers, but it's okay. It's all good. I'm happy. Nice. Nice. Yes. Put around here. Love these pens. Definitely reaching for these now more than the Artex, and so far, despite having reached for them multiple times, they've not failed me. So that's progress. I do like the other ones as well, but I think it's the colour choices. I like having lots of colours because I'm a colour magpie. That just becomes very essential to me. Oh, look, I like it. I think I might actually come in and do, I know I said I'm not touching the centre, but I think I'm going to make the chocolate look more chocolatey if it's acrylic marker. So I'm going to do that. I'm also going to come in here for add a bit of texture down here. I'll mimic the trees as well. Finger painting. Right, yeah, let's get some more browns in. I'm just gonna, I think the chocolate will just look a bit more lush, a bit more like yummy chocolate if we come in with acrylic markers. That is my theory. Whether that is reality is a whole other thing. That doesn't look dark enough. Do we have a dark brown in here? So that's more a red. Okay. Just feel that, like, do you know what I mean? I just think that's going to look more oozy and chocolatey. After you've painstakingly watched me like colour it, I could have just done that. Just, yeah. Just think that looks more like gloopy chocolate. Oh, enjoy your party. That's far more interesting than watching me colour. Definitely go out and have fun at your party. Nice paint. These are nice and juicy. Do get plenty of time to sort of come in and blend, which is nice. Do you think that looks more chocolatey now? Right. We need to come in. What's my favourite white pen? I was looking for it last time. I used this one, but it's not my favourite one. My favourite one's a dead cheap one, and I don't know what I've done with it. Right. Let's get our mushroom spots back. And I'm going to put the tiniest dots in the centre of these, like literally just a pinprick. It should just help it to look like little glowing orbs. Actually, if we put a slight line on the edge as well. Just makes them look like these mysterious glowing things. And then we need some juicy highlights on the chocolate to make it lush and tasty. Yum, yum, yum. And on the marshmallows. They need nice big juicy highlights. I've gone into color mode zone and I've stopped talking. Just going to add a few little highlights. Actually, I think I've ruined that with the dot in the centre. That's okay. I'm just going to colour over it. Moral of that story, I should have left the orbs as they were when they were nice and soft. I was just trying to be too fancy smancy and it bit me in the bum. So there you go. Just getting a few highlights and a few different bits and pieces because it's me and it's essential to my life to have doodleage on things. Just put a few in here, and then finally we will get a little black pen and we will give, hi Pauline. My goodness, it is 9 o'clock. Mind you, 7:30, what, 7:30, 8:30, 9 o'clock. There's an hour and a half. I'm almost done. Now let's give this little mouse its eyes back. Looks far more cuter when we can actually see its little eyeballs. So I'm just going to get some of these details back. with this pen. And that should just lift it slightly. Thank you, Pauline. Well, doesn't it look better now? Let's see, just rescuing some of the line work. I'll just get her eyes back and her whiskers back. And then I'm going to add a few black pen scribbles down here as well. Now, doodly border or not doodly border? You have the stamp set. Thank you. I'm going to go doodly border. It's me. Sorry. I did contemplate not having it for half a second. And then it was like, no, it's naked. My pages are naked unless they have a doodly border. They all need doodly borders. I need a well-deserved cup of tea after this. I'll tell you, I've been talking non-stop for an hour and a half. Apart from the moments where I get lost into it. There we go. All done. There we go. We have pumpkin spice latte in the Enchanted Forest. So we have used pastel. Well, we did a underpainting with alcohol markers, then we layered with pastels, and then punched up the colours and the contrast using some pencils, and then finally just added a few little details with acrylic markers. That was so much fun. Thank you guys so much for joining me. If you have not seen it yet, I highly recommend this week's video where I coloured this just using a biro pen. You can tell I'm excited. And yeah, I will be back next Friday. Not next Friday, next Monday. My goodness, well, my brain. I will be back next Friday. Not next Friday, I've said it again. Next Monday. I'll be back next Monday. And Sue has requested that we go autumnal again, but this time using the Enchanted Forest stamps, which we will do next week. So thank you very much, guys, and I will see you next week. Bye.